What's up, guys and gals? Troy TXRC Productions here. Yeah, 3DR Solo Owners and Productions Group, blah, blah, blah. Head over there. Let's do our free smart battery giveaway, blah. All right, check it out. Today, though, we're talking MultiGP. Man, first of all, I went to my first race yesterday, and awesome, incredible experience. Thank you to Jared Wellman. Thank you to all the guys out there, Randy, Chris, Nefty, all those guys, man, that are out there doing their thing, man. I know I'm kind of vocal about it, and I just want everybody to know that I'm just passionate about it and trying to help spread the word. What all these guys are doing really, really good, hard work for. You know, that's what this community is about one guy or a couple of guys by themselves. They can't touch all the bases. They can put these amazing races on and organize them and get them together because of Chris Thomas and James and all their work. But getting the word out there is kind of what I'm going to be passionate about trying to do. That being said, man, I got so much content from yesterday. I still haven't even sifted through all the content. I spent hours last night sifting through, and as I sifted through, I was finding just little gems that allowed me to do some really quick videos. That being said, I went to bed last night thinking to myself about something that I've really, really wanted to do lately, which is show people how I edit video, because in my opinion, the way that I edit a FPV video or any video typically is the same type of way. I use the same method and I use the same sequence that I go through. So I just kind of wanted to show people, because I'll be honest, like, it is easy to chop together a FPV or a MultiGP video. To set this clip up, or to set this race video up, I'll give you some backstory as to what you're going to be looking at. So I'm using iMovie on an iMac. Now, you could translate this into any software setup or PC setup. You're just going to have to figure out how it works best for your system and your setup. For iMac, it is super easy. I use iMovie mainly because it's free and it's just so simple to put together stuff. So I'll be using iMovie. I've sifted through and I've found 3 videos. There are 3 different videos that I'm using to piece together to make one storyline, if you would. So this storyline is one race. It's a 3S race. So I have static footage from the gate at the start line. And then I have 2 onboard footage reels. I have one from my craft, and I have one from another guy's craft. Now, we both basically wrecked during the race, so I'm actually going to be using mine, and then I'm going to be using a secondary reel of his from another race. So basically I have 2 onboard cams from 2 different drones in the race. I'm simulating one race for the other just to kind of get some action in on this specific project, which is for this project. It's not really a video I would have typically made, but it just gives you 3 pieces and how to integrate them together with music and sound to make a quick moving piece. So here you go. On your screen, I have 3 videos. This is my static gate video. As you can see, here's 2 minutes of the race, flying in and out of the gate, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll see everybody start to kind of break away to go onto the field, and that was the end of the race. Here is my perspective. This was a race I raced in. In fact, my copter will be the one on the far left right here. This is my copter. BG Tex, who the other footage is from, I believe is here, though I could be wrong and it could be here. So we will look at the onboard. Here's my onboard. So, and it's a little fuzzy around the edges because my lens is a little busted up. I need to swap cams after looking at this footage. So there's my onboard. And then here's BG Tex's onboard from a same course, just different race. Cool. All right. So we have 58 seconds of his video, 42 seconds of mine, and 2 minutes of race video. We're going to attempt to make basically a 2-minute to 3-minute video based off this footage. So how do we start? Well, the easiest thing to do is to sift through each segment themselves and break each one down into segments that you want to utilize. So you kind of have to just start watching it. So we know we're going to use the takeoff, right? So we're going to find, here we go. We're going to start on the first clip, start playing it. Oh, can I not get it to play? All right, there we go. We'll start playing the first clip. Right as it starts to take off, we'll back up a couple of seconds, maybe 2, and we will break that out. Now, I'm using the hotkeys, which I highly recommend you start looking into. All right, so that's going to be the takeoff. 8 seconds to take off, and then we're coming back, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to split out 3.5 seconds. This is the key to editing really well, is you have to be able to leave stuff on the floor. And it's hard for me to do, especially because, man, I just love all the footage. But you really have to pick and choose. So I highly recommend as you go through and sift through that you actually are very judgmental. If it's not a really good clip, man, don't worry about it. Oops, right there, I missed somebody coming through. There's one more. All right, so he came through. Somebody walks out on the course, so I know it's clear. Grabs it. All right, now here they're coming back through the gates. So I'm cutting out 15 seconds there. All right, there's 1. There's 2. So even there's a huge gap. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go, okay, 1 through the gate. He's clear. And then I'm going to take literally, I took 2.5 seconds, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. Oh, hit the gate. All right. Now the other guy's coming back, though. That makes for a good little scene. And clear. Now, depending also on which editor you're using, just to show you, a really cool thing is, even if you cut the clip, if you'll look at my arrows here, even though I cut the clip there, I can still spread it and make it longer or shorter. So don't worry about it cutting it too short, and you can come back. Like, you add a transition, you can stretch it, and we'll go through that later. So there's that. These guys are still coming. I believe we're down to just 1 racer at this point. I think there was, if I remember, during this race, there were 2, and then there were 1. I don't know where this guy's coming from. All right. Coming back around. See, even here, I'm going to go ahead and split this in half. I'm going to eat 6 seconds. All right, and I believe that's final lap, so it should come right back around. And here he comes. As you can see, somebody getting ready to take a picture. We gapped out 22 more seconds, and that's the end of the race. So we took a 2-minute clip and we made it into 40 seconds worth of video. So now we have 40 seconds worth of gate video, and now we're going to sift through the flight. Now here, depending on how you're wanting to edit it, I'm actually, because this isn't a full race on board, I'm probably going to use most of it. So I'm really going to start just going through this and double checking that there's not anything too, bad in there that I don't want. But for this, there shouldn't be, because it's going to be pretty quick. So we're going. Cool. All right. So that's good video. So I'm going to cut it there just because I know I'm going to use that sequence. And then we're going to continue the flight. Like, see, this would have been boring, so I'm going to cut this out. I'm not going to use but I might get to here, though, and I kind of like the look of that, especially with my clouded and hazy camera, which I think actually kind of leads or adds to the ambiance of I'm flying a little blind here. All right, and bam! All right, so we will use all of that. So that's all good. But we did just divvy this up, so we're good with that. We clipped out a little bit. And then we'll go to BG Text, and we're not going to use his takeoff because this is actually not a race run. What we are going to use is, like I said, we're going to kind of use this as a dummy. So on his, I'm going to split it into gates. So that's one gate. And then this is going to be technically a gate, but I'm going to call it all one. It's going to be kind of a let's go slingshot. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to come around the corner. And then again, this gets kind of slow. Not for him, but I'm going to hit that gate. And again, I'm just segmenting this into gates now because at this point, I'm going to utilize all these segments together to mix. So there we go there. That's a gate. I'm going to come around, hit this gate. Whoa. It's going to make the Yui. And touchdown. All right. So we went from about 4 minutes worth of video down to 2. So now what we could do is we could start splitting in where we're going to put what. So how do we want to do this? I want to start off with a takeoff. And then I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to now split that scene, and I'm going to go find my takeoff. All right. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to literally get it to right there. I'm going to split that one off, and I'm going to drop it in between these two scenes. So I now have a 13-second scene or segment. All right, that's a little too long, by the way. So while I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and clip out. It looks like 1.2 seconds. Boom. All right, now we're going back to that. All right, I kind of like it right. Hold on. I want to see it to right there. I'm going to clip out another 2.5 seconds. And now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to find the rest of my onboard. So I go around the corner and come back through. I'm going to stop there, though. So now we're taking it, and we're dropping it in here. All right. So come around the corner. Stop. And then we're going to see us come through the gates. All right. Now we're going to stop there. We're going to clip it again. And now we're going to grab the rest of the gate. We're going to drop it in between. All right. Now the last guy comes through. All right. So now we need to go to some onboard through the course. So do that. Got 3.5 seconds there. There we are. Before these guys come back, I'm going to switch to some onboard of BG Tech. Nope, I'm not. All right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and re-expand this back out all the way to my crash. And what that's going to do is allow me to pick up from there. So there's my crash. So, bam. All right. And now we're going to pick back up. These guys come through the gate. Now we're going to go find... These guys come back through the gate. Remember, I'm not even going to put onboard between that because I'm running out of onboard. So now I've got this figure out. How do I get... All right, so there's the gap. Okay, so what we'll do here is we're going to use BG Texas, but hold on. All right, yeah, we're going to use BG Tex right here. So we came through the gate, blah, blah, blah. We'll actually go in between. Actually, we were able to go in between, so we use this. All right, perfect. So now we're coming back through, out, and they're going to curve back around, right? So this is where we will drop in this, coming through. Wait, this goes here, sorry. All right. Now we're going to go this one. Right here. Now it's just a matter of just dropping these bad boys in there where they go, right? So we're good. This one is trash. So there we go. So I just basically shuffled them all in to where now, as we watch it, all right. Now I still have all the prop noise and all that in there. We'll go back through and do that in a second. All right, so I'm just gonna run through it like this, blah, 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 blah. Cool? All right, so now what do we do about noise, like the prop noise and all the, and we wanna add music. So before I add any music, what I do wanna do is I wanna kind of see how loud the prop noise is on my static cam so I can then go around and match the levels a little bit to where they kind of match, and then I'll go find a full level. So here we go. I know maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense, but hopefully it did. So these static cams, there's one. I just want to make sure there's nothing major. All right, those are good. But see how much difference there is. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go in and we're going to lower the volume of the run cam to 50%. Okay, so it's still too loud, so we're going to go to 30%. There we go. That's a good mix. You want the onboard, maybe a little lower. 20%. Yeah, we're going to go with 20%. Okay. You want the onboard a little higher than your static to give it some, audio depth, if you would. You want people to tell the difference of static versus onboard. So we chose 20% for these clips. So we're going through and I'm just literally cycling and I'm just doing on mine because, again, this is on my camera. When I get to BG Text right here, I'm going to have to see his sound's completely different, so we're going to have to double check again. But I'm going to shoot for 20% again. It's still loud. He's got some really high pitches, so we're going to go to 15%. 14%. Still high. How about 10? Yeah, we can do that. We'll do 10% on BGs. All right. Oh, wait, no, we said 10%, right? All right, 10%. 9 will work. What else? All right. So there we go. So now we've got all that. We're good. We will go into my Audio Jungle file. So I get all my free music, or it's not free music, but royalty-free music I pay for through Audio Jungle. So here's my Audio Jungle stuff. We're just going to choose this. Let's see. We are looking at a almost 2-minute clip. So 1 minute and 50 seconds roughly. So I'm going to find something in that range. That being said, I like to stretch and slow down sometimes some songs or audio tracks. Like this is going to be one. We're going to use Nitro. I'm going to drop it in, and I want it to start there. All right. Now here I can actually show speed editor, and I can stretch it to what I want. So we're going to stretch it to right there. So we can go in and now listen to it. Now I'm going to pause it for a second because I'm going to show you while I do this that as I go through the clip, I'm watching the audio track for specific beat drops or specific spots that there's kind of a transition, and I'd like them to match up. Now, funny enough, this one matches really well, just dropping it in and stretching it. It's pretty freaking awesome, and this happens more times than not. You'd be surprised. So if you see me stop and split a clip, it's because I'm going to come back in a minute and show you how to drop a transition or a fade in to kind of give it a little special effect. But it may not need it. We'll see. All right, like right there. So it had one, but it was in the transition. So we'll come back to that. Another thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and lower the track clip or sound volume to about 70% so I can get a little more of the prop. And what I'm trying to do is get a good balance of prop noise versus music. It's still too loud, so we're going to drop it to 60%-ish. All right, I'm not going to run through this whole video just because I don't want to make this too long. So there it is. What we're going to do, I really am comfortable with most of the transitions. So I'm going to go ahead and just start dropping in transitions. Now, I like to use cross zoom in most situations just because it provides a really cool, clean transition that looks really cool with music, especially fast-paced music. That being said, I'm actually dropping all cross zooms in, and then I'm going to go back and rewatch this thing, and I'm going to swap some out. I like to use dissolve if I'm using, or blur whenever I'm using two scenes that are basically the same, but I kind of need to chop a segment out of. But I really like cross zoom when I'm dealing with these high speed runs and stuff. So dropped in all my cross zooms. I'll go back and I'll switch a few transitions, but besides that, I'm done. Here's my video, and now I can export it. For me, I do need to add, because I have my credits, I do need to add those in. So I'm going to go in, copy, grab these, and add those in. So, boom, done. Transitions are done. I'm going to do a roll in here. I'm going to do a swap here. And there's our video. So we've got a video. Again, I could go in and I could kind of change and mix these transitions to where they're a little closer or better. But you just want a basic video. There it is. 2 minutes. We took 4 minutes worth of video of onboard, of static, and another onboard, melded it together, and now this is what we have. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope helped you guys kind of make some good videos. Now let's get these MultiGP videos out there, guys. Come on. Sign up for MultiGP today. Sign up for the AMA membership. Support everybody. Let's do this. Let's do it for fun, guys. Fly safe, fly smart, fly FPV. Just fly.
Just